Hey everyone, I've spent about 45 minutes talking to the camera recording a video, and I just got to the end and convinced myself not to post it. Instead, I'm going to record this one. I think that one's considered a therapy session now. It's been an interesting morning. Oh, I'm sorry, you might not recognize me without my head noodle. Decided to come a bit raw and unfiltered today. Show off the hair that I managed to untangle. Can quite literally show off the hair that I've managed to untangle. It's disgusting. Well, actually, some of it smells amazing. It's the chunks like this that don't. This is a bit grisly. Look at that. It's not even my hair. That's dust. This looks like it was found underneath a desk or something. And this looks like it was pulled out of a Hoover bag. That's not right, is it? There's bits of fluff in there that are months old. I'm glad it's out of my hair now. Every day, just getting a little bit better. Slow path to recovery. And it took breaking away from a job where I was working 10 hours a day, cleaning up someone else's building for people that don't care, people that they mistreated in that place. And I slowly saw this happening. And I slowly realized that this isn't the place that I'm meant to be. Just there to learn something. There to learn something and move on. Like most of us are here in this place to learn something and move on. The best thing that you can get from this world is wisdom. I think that's the only thing you're allowed to take with you when you leave. When you start the Fool's Journey, the Fool Tarot card has the bag on the end of the wand that's said to carry just the essentials and the wisdom from the previous incarnations. I'll be able to record that soon. Just finished recording and editing the other video. Sent that to my friend. Hopefully, if she gives it the okay, see if I can have that released on Saturday, since it mentions Saturn quite a bit. It's very grey, isn't it? You reckon I could audition for Hagrid in the new Harry Potter film? What series? My mum thinks they're gonna go all woke and get Peter Dinklage to play the role of Hagrid. Wouldn't be surprised if they did, to be fair. They like to go to extremes now. I remember seeing something that was a meme saying, describe woke in one word. And they said, new Amazon show, the King of England is gay, black, and disabled. And I thought that was a genius idea. And it was hilarious. Then found out it's actually true. The show exists. So kudos. I think that the people that are making these shows are definitely having a laugh. Not really at our expense. I think these things are there as an awakening tool. Because I still believe that all things work together for good. For those that love God. For those that are good for goodness sake. You don't need a religion or a holy book in your life to be a good person. There's many good people out there. And I was hanging around with the alternative crowds. There was a lot of people that were really, really good to animals. But they hate Christmas. Not even Christmas, actually. They hate Christianity. They hate religions. There's a few people that were bah humbug about Christmas as well, but to be fair, there were a few of them that really enjoyed it too. And these are the goths and emos and grungers and rockers and people that you wouldn't expect to be into that sort of thing. There's a lot of very good people in the crowd. Always preferred hanging around with them than the urban youths, the rude boys, as we used to call them back in the day. They were always the ones that were everything at someone else's expense, and always about trying to show that you're better than the next person. Never really liked that vibe. For the people that were very open and always willing to share. Like, yeah, we were drinking and smoking and doing things that are not good for our body, but everyone was always willing to share with these things. And sometimes looks can be deceiving when you're thinking about good and bad. I don't think that there is good and bad people. I think that there's just people that are capable of doing good and bad things. Asking if a person is a good or a bad person is like asking if a magnet is a North Pole or a South Pole. It's both. You don't get one without the other. You don't get the left half of your face without the right half of your face. Doesn't matter if you're left wing or right wing, you operate with both systems running in your body because that's how you do things. The left brain is about dissection, the right brain is about the big picture, uniting. The left brain is about knowledge, the right brain is about imagination. There's loads of things that you need both to be able to achieve. The left and right brain working in harmony is the key and the way forward. And I don't think that I'm going to carry on in the same format that I have been. It's very nice imparting wisdom with people and doing things on a knowledge based perspective and sharing with people. But I think I'm going to have to start really thinking about how to utilize both sides of my brain when I write things. Maybe write something one way and then get into another frame of mind somehow, meditation or some kind of ritual that I could do to activate the other side of the brain and then reread through what I've written. So my battery is not going to last out very long. I felt it beep at me a minute ago. So I'm not sure who needs to hear this, but it definitely helped me earlier. I did something considerate without thinking, and I really appreciated it. So it made me feel that things are sinking in for me to do something considerate subconsciously that I've been absent-minded about in previous days. It's the winds that we've been having been quite loud. The rattling of the door was keeping my mum awake or woke her up in the night. And yesterday I went to sleep without closing the window in this bedroom. And luckily it wasn't windy. But when I woke up this morning, I realized that I hadn't done it. And the lack of consideration because I'm fussing over my own things. I was more concerned about my own trying to finish that video. And today I put a towel over the door. The window's not closed, but it doesn't have to be now because the door won't rattle. Even if it gets really, really windy, it's going to be pushing the door against towel, which will keep the noise out. So now if my mum manages to get a good night's sleep, the wind won't interrupt it. I don't know who needs to hear this. It's this part that I thought was interesting. The gratitude that I felt for being able to gain back the purity of my being. I used to be a very considerate person before I became very self-obsessed. And now I feel like I'm going back to being a very considerate person again. And I feel really grateful that I've managed to achieve this, even if everything else is crumbling in my world. I'm improving day by day. And this is just day one of the water fast. I say day one, about an hour or two after I woke up earlier. I had the last of the orange that was in the bottle. But since then, I actually haven't had a drink. I've got a bottle of water ready to go. But just been having a dry fast. Might have something to drink when I wake up. See what the effects are. And it's great that on the outside, if as within, so without, on the outside, I've been getting rid of things like this horrible clump of not so fresh smelling, stale, fluff covered hair. If I'm getting rid of that on the outside, what's my body getting rid of on the inside? Maybe after I've purged out everything that doesn't need to be there, all of the good, pure, innocent sides to my being will have the freedoms come out again, because the demons won't be running amok. And I am grateful that this has happened, at least to the extent where my mind feels clear, or at least clear enough for me to be considerate again. If I can consider myself, consider others, and use my left brain to consider my right, the conscious brain to consider the unconscious brain, surely things don't get much better than that. Everything should be on the rise. Not that I want to jinx it. Let's touch wood. But yeah, this is my forehead. It's not just a forehead, it's a 5 head. This is the real me, without hiding. So day 8 of the Solstice Fast, is it? Or day 9? Or is it today? Tuesday. Day 9. Day 9 of the Solstice Fast. Already feeling this good. Even though I felt horrible this morning. Things are improving. And I can't wait to see tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.